Welcome to my another video, guys. So today we're going to discuss about SAT math questions, and this is one of the advanced math questions. And the difficulty level for this one, as you can see, it's hard. So let's not talk too much and get to our main topic now. So what was the question here? The As we can see, the question has given us a bunch of data points and a table. Then the table shows three values of x and their corresponding values of g of x. Yes, we get to see that. Where g of x is equals to f of x over x plus 3. And f is a linear function. What is the y-intercept of the graph y equals to f of x in the xy plane? So that's the question for us. And they have given us some question. They have given us some options. We are going to find out the answer from there. So, for the math SAT, everyone has like different steps. So, if anyone has a different way to solve this one other than mine, you're more than welcome to go ahead and solve it, and then you can go just check the answer. You can do that, or if someone doesn't know how to answer the question, just stay with me, and let's start the question answering now. So, as we can see here, the question wants us to find out the y-intercept of which graph y equal to f of x. So as we can see there, we have been given the table of g of x, but we have to find out what is f of x and how do you find out. If you look at the question here, we can see they have given us the equation where g of x is somehow related to f of x. So from this equation, we are going to find out the f of x, and then using the f of x, we are going to find out the f of x equation, and then the equation from the equation, we're going to find out the y-intercept. As easy as that. But if we really do all this stuff, how long do you think it is gonna take us? Like maybe a lot of time. But for SAT, what can we do? Do we really have a lot of time? Of course, no. So we have to think about a little shortcut, right? So what is the shortcut? Today we're going to do. I'm going to solve this question with shortcut. So remember, whenever I talk about the shortcut, remember there is only one shortcut for us, and what is that? That is going to the Desmos. So right now where I'm going to Desmos. Why? Because what I'm gonna do is I'm going to find out this f of x equation from this g of x from Desmos directly. That's it. And how do you find out? So before that, we have to do some little bit math here. As you can see, it is written here that g of x is equal to f of x, right? So what does that mean? So it means only one thing, that when I'm going to find out the f of x, it is going to be equal to what? It is going to be equals to g of x multiply with x plus 3. What did I do here? Can someone tell me what did I do here? There is a We all know there are equivalent rules. I am not sure the name because I forgot the name a lot of times. But as you can see, I just multiply x plus 3 on the both sides. That's what I did, and that's where from there I found out that f of x is equal to g of x multiplied by x plus 3. That's it. And we can see we have the values for g of x. Now we can do is just like input the value of g of x, and that's it. We can find out the answers of f of x. So in order to do that, what are we gonna do? Instead of doing all this stuff, I need to find out what is f of x for these values here. So let's input x27 in here. Then we are gonna find out the table here. That's it. So f of x is gonna be equals to, if x equals to negative 27. So what is gonna happen here? I'm just going to copy the whole thing and paste it here. Now we're going to find out about first, because what the first option is negative 27. So the first point we have been given is negative 27. So we're going to find out g of negative 27. And I'm just going to substitute all the negative 27 here. And from there, I'm going to find out the results. And what is the result? We can all find out easily. That how we can find out, up to you. You just go to Desmos like me and find out the answers from there. That's it. I'm going to do the same thing for all of them. 9, 9, 9. That's it. As easy as that. Easy peasy, way squeezy. So from there we're gonna find out f of 21. Oops, I just made a mistake here. F of 21, g of negative 27. That's it. So find out the answers from there. What do we know? Negative 27 plus 3 equals to negative 24. And what is GT 27? Negative 24 multiplied by, 3. So now I'm going to use the calculator and I'm going to find out that negative 24 multiplied by 3. So what do we get out? Negative 72. From there we find out the negative 72 for this one. What is the another one? G negative 6 multiplied by g of 9 is 0. So that's gonna be another 0. We got that easy for us. And another, which one is the another one? 24 multiplication by 5. And it's gonna be 120. So as we can see, we found the results for this one. Now we have three values for f of x, and now we have got like two ways that we can solve the equation. We can directly use f of 0 for this equation. And what is the y-intercept? How do you find out the y-intercept? How many people do you know? Remember this basic. Whenever you are going to find out the y-intercept, remember that in order to find y-intercept, x always have to be 0. Always have to be 0. Remember that. Always, this is the basic that you must remember whenever you're going to find out the y-intercept. So what does that mean? It means if we're going to find out the y-intercept of any graph, we have to put the value of x here as 0. No, nothing else, only 0. Whenever we do that, we can just easily find out the answer. That's it. So we can also do the same here. We can literally just put out f of 0. In this function, I can just literally put out f of 0 equals to, what is going to happen? We're going to substitute all the zeros here. So this one way we can do that. But now there is the question: if we do that, we have to find out the f of 0, right? We can definitely find that, and the answer would be the, what is the answer is here, what is the intercept? F of 0 is the y-intercept. But do we know what is the answer? What is the value of g of 0? Have we been given for from this equation? No, we don't. But can we find it? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But do we have the time for that? Of course, no. So what else can we do? Now there is another option. Now comes our one and only option, Desmos. So what we're gonna do? We are just gonna do the. We're going to use this value to find out the y-intercept. And how do we do that? Now let's come to me. I show you. So for this one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw a table where I'm going to put these values here. As we can see here, x equals to 27. If the x equals to 27, what is happens to f of x? It becomes negative 72. So we can just put it here. Negative 27 equals to negative 72, right? Now we're just going to use these values here. Negative 9, 0. Negative 9 is equals to 0. And then what else? Negative 21 equals to 120. 21 equals to 120. That's it. And now remember, in this most right now I have this option here. You see this option here, the blue line, blue color, that like that musical harmony, whatever sign that is. There is option for this one. If I just press that, I can easily get it like a graph here. Do you see the graph? A straight line equation. From this equation, I can definitely find out what is the y-intercept. Of course, this is the y-intercept, right? And the y-intercept is 0.36. I can definitely just draw it here, and we can find easily the graph. But in the SAT, there is a high chance maybe you won't be able to use this option. I don't know why, but I guess they won't let you use this option. So what else can you do? There's another option for you, is that you have to write the equation. What is the equation? Which equation am I talking about? You have to write the linear equation. Because as you can see, the graph, what does the question says here? The question says here f is a linear function, right? Which means the f has a linear equation. So we have to write the linear equation here. And if you do that, we can definitely find out the value of the y-intercept. That's it. You can easily write the graph here using this table, and you can use this one as use value for a lot of things. So what is the equation? I just wrote it here. The linear equation is always remember that y1, and there is this is not equal sign. Okay, this is not equal sign. This sign is this sign. Remember this sign. You must have to use this sign. Nothing else. If you just put it y equals, it won't work. Remember that. What you have to do, you have to use this sign. And there is m. I just put m there. You don't need to use any value and put x1. So how do I did I put x1? I have to use these values here. If there is x1, I have to put x1. If there is x instead of x1, I will put x here, not x1. That's it. You have to put these values according to here. That's it. And if you do that, you can definitely find out this question answer here. And as we can see, what is the y-intercept we find here? We find it to be, well, 0 0. Wow, is it right? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. So what can we do to make it right? We have to put this one too, plus b. So instead of plus b, you can use it plus c, plus p, anything is fine. But for normal one, we normally use it like plus b. Why? Because this one actually shows what is the y-intercept here. So from here, we can definitely find a lot of information. We can find out the y-intercept, which is the same as before, 0.36. We can find out the answer of b, 36, which is actually the y-intercept. We can find out the slope for us, which is m equals to 4. We all know what is the m defined here, right? It is slope. M equals to 4. And r is square. What is the r? Anyone knows what is the r? I won't tell you. If you know, just comment it here. If you don't, learn from your class teacher. That's it. I'm not gonna teach you r here. So that's the thing, because you must learn something on yourself too. All by yourself too. Then I showed you this is the slope, this is the y-intercept, and learn what is r up to you. Learning r is up to you. That's it. So from this equation, we can find a lot of information. So we all know, because f is a linear function, we use this equation. So what if f was not a linear function? So whatever function it was, if they say that f is not a linear function, but they said maybe f is a quadratic function, so what would have happened? So now what would have happened is like this. If they gave us like f is a quadratic function, what would we have done? We might have done like y1, same thing, same sign, just in a different way. If it is a quadratic function, we're gonna change it a different way. We're gonna write it like ax square plus bx plus c. Wow, was it right? Of course not. Why? Because that's not the quadratic function equation. So what is that? I don't know. For the most part, they won't give it to you, but if they give you, so what is gonna happen? You can literally learn it from here. Quadratic equation. Do you see the equation here? Yes, we all can see here. Same thing. Ax squared plus bx plus c. y1 ax squared plus bx plus c. Oops, it doesn't work here. Why? Because I made a mistake. I didn't put the bx1 here. Now it worked again. You see? If only the question said that x is a quadratic function, this is what would have actually made sense. If x was if f was a quadratic function instead of linear function, then the value of a and b and c would be this one. Okay. So I guess everyone got this easily, and only the question we ever say is like either f is a linear function or a quadratic function. Except those two terms, there is no other terms that you're gonna do. You might need to learn, because they're not gonna ask you anything else except quadratic or linear function. So from this question, we already learned that what is the value of the y-intercept. It is from here we can find out that b equals to 36, which means it's a. Okay, that's it. Anything else? No, we are done. You see how easy it is? All you have to do is like learning a little bit about how to use Desmos and a little bit of math techniques. That's all for you have to learn. That's all. And there is nothing else you have to need to know anything about that. So after that we come in here. These the answer choice that College Board gave it to me. So if someone wants to learn about more, maybe you didn't understand my way, maybe you can learn from their way. Just feel free to read this one. They also did the same thing here, just maybe a little bit like handy system. That's all here. So you gotta learn it. You can learn it from here. You can learn any way you want. Up to you. You just gotta do the right way. That's it. So I hope you all learned everything. That's all for the today. See you in the next video.